Hi, I'm Charles. More than 10 years ago, I had a brain injury that put me in a coma for 3 weeks. In the years since then, I've learned things I wish I'd known sooner. So I'll tell you what they are, then I'll tell you 5 things that are working for me now. I'm not a doctor, so ask your doctor about your specific case. First thing I learned about improvements, or just about brain injury recovery at all, is it is tiring. This is because our brains are working harder for basic thinking. I find it necessary to do less, because toughing it out does more harm than good. The first thing I learned about improvements that is positive is that they can be large. Here, I had trouble walking at all, then walking downstairs was difficult, so here's a clip of me doing it about 1 year after my injury. This is not in slow motion. My body is okay. My brain is just not turning input from the balance sensors to muscle instructions fast enough, quickly. It was like that for several years. I just kept trying because brains don't heal. A brain injury recovery is just letting the brain learn to use parts that work. And 10 years after that, more than 10 years after it, today in fact, here's a clip of me walking downstairs. I'm getting fancy and turning around, hands-free. So, a lot of improvement in more than 10 years. I say more than 10 years because that shows it is a long time, but it prevents comparisons because they're useless. It's not worthwhile to say he recovered that in 12 years and I've been at it for 15 and it is not working, or vice versa. So that's why I say just more than 10 years. Now, when improvements do happen, their occurrence will be very slow. It has been for me. I had double vision 8 years after my injury, and my brain couldn't take visions from each eye and turn them into one 3D vision that made sense. Brain injury recovery just requires patience with no change to results. You're making progress by showing your brain how to do it by repetition. It may not seem like it, but you are, and it takes a long time. Although improvements take a long time, for me, they have not stopped after more than 10 years. My speech, a good example is my speech. It continues to improve. 5 years ago, you would not have understood me. So it continues to get better and better. Those are things I wish I'd known about injury, about improvements. Now, tools that work for me are a voice recorder, like this, or as part of a smartphone. It helps me in terms of memory and also hearing myself as others do, which is different than how I hear in my own head. So if you're having difficulty with speech, I find it very useful. I find it helpful to have a daily task. At first, years ago, it was as simple as getting out for the mail. and now it's just getting out and it's going to a store and interacting with people. I found it very useful all along to have daily physical use of my body. I say do as much as your doctor says you can, but get out and do something which requires a bit of energy. Not for physical reasons, but because I found that how it helps me feel better is incredible. Even though you may say, oh, well, it makes me more tired. I found just the opposite. Overall, it improves my time awake. And I have also found it necessary to have energy medicines or caffeine over the counter. I'm doing much less. I expect to do less, but I still get tired much faster than I did before. The most important of things I'm using, tools I've used, is if you remember none of the others, remember this one. Just always keep trying. Teaching your brain how to do something new is like finding love. You just have to keep trying and hoping it learns. Brains take their own sweet time at this age, but when we're older than 5 or 10. But so you just keep trying and teaching it. It may seem like it's not making progress, but it is. It's learning. Now, you just have to keep trying and hoping. I can't say that works with love, but I can say firsthand that it does work with improving after a brain injury. So those are 5 tools that are working for me. I hope one of them or one of the things I told you I wish I'd known earlier helped. Contact me with questions, or if you like more information or want help finding an answer, or just to talk. My contact info will be on the screen in just a few seconds after I make this last point, which is that the brain injury experts, said I would be lucky if I were able to use my brain, if my brain could tell me how to tie my shoes or button my shirt. But I have great respect for them. I have great respect for them, but still, I have better respect for just trying. They couldn't keep me from trying, and now I can do both. Major changes for you may be possible. You can't make it happen if it is impossible, but if they may be possible, and the only way to find out is to never stop trying. Good luck.